Hi, I'm Liz from Virtual Parent Assistant, helping parents with 21st century kids. In today's video, I'll be giving you 3 easy ways of developing a deeper connection with your child. Doesn't matter what age your child is, and even if you don't follow all 3 tips, these tips go so deep and are so amazing that even if you do one really well, that you'll have a long-lasting relationship and deeper connection with your child. Also, stay tuned until the end where I give you my best secret tip for developing a deeper connection with your child, on top of the already 3 tips that I've promised you. If you're new here and you don't know who I am, you can find a link of my credentials and experience in the description right down below. If you like my channel, Virtual Parent Assistant, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Any links to research or articles or studies that I mentioned in this video will be linked down below. So let's get started on the 3 ways to connect with your child that don't take up too much time. But if you get into the habit of doing these 3 things, I guarantee that you will have a deeper relationship with your child and you will be much happier because of it. The first tip is so simple, and most of you already do this, is asking your child how they are and hug them. Not just how their day was after school while you're driving in the car or after an event while you're not fully present in the moment, but at the end of the day, before bedtime, you ask them how they are and physically connect with them. Hug them. You can even have it be part of your morning routine, reflect on the previous day while you plan your day ahead, making sure that the hug is the most important part, a physical connection. A family therapist, Virginia Satir, famously said that we need 3 hugs a day for survival, 8 hugs a day for maintenance, and we need 12 hugs a day for growth. I've seen this numerous times at work. Parents who are more physically connected with their child have an obvious close relationship, and the more that that child connects with them, the more stable that they are. There's so many benefits of having these types of conversations that allow your child to speak without judgment and provide support. There are many times to be a parent and provide the lesson, but this type of conversation requires no judgment. Some simple questions you can ask are, how are you? How was your day? What was your favorite part of your day? What was your least favorite part of your day? I try and focus particularly on the favorite part of the day. At the end of the day, I'm very careful on asking questions near the end of the day that may bring up negative emotions or negative memories on the day. Sometimes this is very hard to avoid, so I like to have a positive spin on every situation. My go-to saying is that sometimes we may not see clearly right now why we need this and why it is good for us, but there's always a reason why things happen. We just need to be patient to fully understand. My philosophy in life, which I attempt to weave into my child's life, is that life is a learning experience. Everything in life is a learning experience. It might be negative, it might be positive, and that's okay. The most important thing is that we try and learn from each experience and move forward. This is fundamental to all of human learning and very easy to implement in the household. It's almost like seeing the silver lining on every dark cloud. If we don't teach our children to learn from their mistakes, they will just get stuck and they'll be unable to move forward. This leads to depression, fears, anxiety. The best way to move past all these mistakes is learning from them and trying again without fear of failing. The second way you can connect with your child, regardless of age, is to read to your child or with them. Reading to a child at a young age we know is extremely important for brain development. Reading with your child, sitting next to them, touching them, again, that physical contact, being within range of one another allows that deeper connection than, let's say, watching a movie. I'm not saying that watching a movie is not great, but the best part, at least in my eyes, of seeing a movie is talking about the movie, but that's difficult to do while you're watching a movie. Reading a book, however, is a different story. Reading a book allows you to pause between words at a moment's notice. It allows you to reread it again in case you didn't understand what has been said or what happened. Reading a book allows you to use your most powerful part of your brain, which is your imagination. If you ask thought-provoking questions, you can end up in a discussion with your child about something completely different from where you first started. This is the best part about reading a book with or to your child. The connection you build over the story you read is similar to the one that you develop when you watch a movie or you play a game with someone, but I feel it's much deeper. Discussions over books and deeply are a way you get to know someone's dreams, wishes, hopes, interpretation. It allows you to understand the lens in which someone interprets the world around them. I have always learned more about children from reading books with them and asking questions like, what did they think? What do they think about that character? What about that situation? If you keep an open mind, you will discover that children can have many different interpretations over the same situation. This is a perfect time to weave in learning and teaching a wholesome lesson. Not only is reading great for fostering a close relationship with your child, but reading is absolutely integral for development of vocabulary. In the article that I've linked down below, A Million Word Gap for Children Who Aren't Read to at Home, it's a great article that demonstrates exactly how beneficial reading is. For children, they calculated how many words would they hear by the time that they were 5 years old if they've never been read to. So based on their calculations, and this is gonna blow your mind, this is how many words a kid would have heard by the time that they were 5 years old. So let's say they've never been read to. It's under 5,000 words. If they've been read to 1 to 2 times per week, it's just over 63,000 words. 3 to 5 times a week, that's just under 170,000 words. And if they're read to daily, they would have heard 296,000 words. And finally, the best calculation for 5 books a day, they would have heard over 1.4 million words by the time that they were 5. That's incredible. So needless to say, regardless, reading to your child is important for development of vocabulary and of course that bond and exploring one's imagination together. So the first tip I gave you was about talking to your child about their day and making that physical connection. The second was about reading with or to your child. And the third is making an interest wholeheartedly on one of your child's interests. What I mean when I say by wholeheartedly, I mean get to know whatever it is that lights your child's passion. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to allow your child to explore and allow them to share their experience with someone who loves them and is giving them their all in whatever it may be. The decision and path that this tip can possibly lead you on is life-altering for you and your child. Then after exploring their interests with them and allowing them to fully enjoy that activity, you may allow it to either continue on naturally without much of your input at all, or allow it to dwindle off and your child will lose interest. Following one's interest either goes 2 ways. It develops into one's passion, or it just becomes another skill that we have learned and moved on from. Your child will go through this process just as many times as you have in your life. The best thing to nurture your child's interest and allow them to explore it in their own way. Learning how to learn and how to explore any topic is extremely important for child development learning. So if you want to develop a deeper connection with your child, you can try these 3 tips. And honestly, even doing one of these tips really well will help you develop a deeper connection. These tips I have seen help so many parents. And before I give you my very last tip, I would love if you have enjoyed this video to please click that like button and don't forget to subscribe, share, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss any new videos posted. Now, for my ultimate best tip, if you want to have a deep connection with your child, be vulnerable with them and be a good example. Show them your heart, show them your weakness, along with your strengths. Don't be afraid to show them that admit that you failed. This admittance allows them to admit more easily when they fail. Children will copy the surrounding adults, so be the type of adult you want them to copy. Monkey see, monkey do is a real thing. So when your monkeys are copying you, let it be something that's good. This is the absolute best advice I can give any parent. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, whatever you decide, don't let it be because you don't think you have a choice. You always have a choice, and the choice is yours. This is Liz from Virtual Parent Assistant. Thank you. Until next time.